first of all, I just wanted to say thank you to KINGGERI for sending me these roof rack crossbars, and we're going to be showing you how to install them today on our 2025 Hyundai Tucson SEL.
All right, guys, so when you open it, this is exactly how it'll come. You have your instructions in here. Each one of these are individually wrapped. This is one of the bars for the top. So you just slide that right out. And then on the bottom, you have front of vehicle, which direction you need to put it. This one is the rear bracket. So they're designed to be thicker in the front, smaller in the back. It's kind of like a wing shape, and it's for low noise when you're going down the highway. So it'll tell you exactly how to install it and which way. So you got the rear bar. This is the front. And then on here, you have 4 of these. This one is clearly marked left. So this will be on the driver's side because, like I said, the thicker part has to be facing forward. This is exactly how it comes. There's also a right side. So there's 4 of these. Then down here, you have an Allen wrench, another wrench, keys, and screws. So I'm going to go ahead and unpack all this, and I'll show you how to install it. All right, guys, so I got everything unplugged and unwrapped. So this is going to be the front bar. This marks front of the vehicle. So here, that's the left side. Also, if it doesn't fit, it only fits one way. The thicker side's right here, the smaller side. So all you got to do is slide that on in there. The provided screw, you put that right in there. There's a hole. They also give you a nice little Allen wrench to use. So you just want to get that in there. Not tight. Back it off a little bit. That way it can slide. Because you're still going to need to adjust it when you get on the car. All right. So here's the other side, the right side. It'll only go in one way, so you can't mess that up. Nice and easy. Just got to get that plastic part in there. Make sure that's on top or inside of there. Get that other screw. Pop that right in there. Tighten it in. Make sure you screw it in there enough so it doesn't fall out while you're messing with it. Loosen it up. That way it slides. So you can adjust it when you're up there. I'm going to show you one more thing. It comes with keys. That way nobody steals this. So all you do is pop that in there. Take this cover off. This will be the next step for installing it. I'm going to assemble the other one and I'll be right back to show you how it goes on the roof. All right, guys, so we got all this installed. It's ready to go. Make sure it's nice and loose. This is going to be the front bar. This is the front of the vehicle. Make sure the thick part is facing forward. They have very good, clear instruction for that. So the thickest part. So that's the right side is going to be on the passenger side. They suggest in the instructions, they show you exactly where to position them. So right about the passenger door, right about where it dips down. They also suggest before you climb up here, set a towel so you don't scratch your car. So that's a good little piece of advice. So you're just going to kind of place it right here. I have the key already installed, so that pops right off. This is how it locks on. They say loosen these all the way. Do not take them off. All right, so it's set nice in there. Just going to do that. I'm not going to make it too tight right now, just so I can get the other side on nice. Okay, so I'm actually going to leave that off. It's easier. Go on the other side and pop that on. All right, so we're on the other side now. This is the driver's side. Sticker on top should say left. Make sure it's in the front. So you loosen those up. They're already pretty loose. Make sure that is hooking. There's a little lip right there. Make sure that is hooking on there. All right, we'll position it over. Nice and easy. All right, and that's why you keep this loose on here, where you can shift it. All right, we got that lined up. And they give you this little guy. It's a nice little wrench. So just pop that on there and tighten it up. All right, give it a good crank a couple times. Make sure it's good and tight on there. So you don't want that coming off. All right, remember that Allen wrench we have? Find that little screw on the bottom. And then you crank that nice and tight. That way the bar does not shift. So this one we're tightening is for it to adjust the bar. So we don't want that. All right, crank that on. Put on the cap. Lock it up. Does not shake. Good to go. All right, so we got the front on. Now this is the rear. Again, it says front of vehicle, thick side forward, which means the passenger side will be R. Put that up here. Like I showed in the instructions, once it starts dipping, that's where it says about where to put it. Just pop that off, nice and easy. I already loosened these a little bit, so you can just loosen them a little more. Make sure it is hooking that lip. There we go. All right, we got the little tool for you. All right, I'm not going to tighten them completely yet, just until I get the other side. And don't forget about the bottom. Tighten that up. That way it doesn't move so much. Using the Allen wrench they gave you. Just gonna get that tightish. All right, do the same thing to the other side. All right, so this is the last side we gotta go on. Make sure it's hooked. There's a lip here, lip here. It sits on there real nice. Make sure it's very loose. That way it hooks on there. Tighten them right up. All right, when you get it mostly tight, it should not come up. So I crank these on. Want these pretty snug. I'm gonna be going down the highway. All right, got that nice and snug. Takes a little while. It'll start stiffening up. All right, got that nice and tight. Take your key, make sure it's on unlock. Put it on the top, slides right in. Take it out. That way nobody can steal these. Don't forget about that bolt on the bottom. A little hard to find. There we go. All right, I already kind of tightened it up a little bit. Just make sure that's on nice and tight. All right, that is on there. Take all your tools and the towel they recommend you put up there so they don't scratch it. And you got yourself a nice rack that won't come off.